call this meeting to order. It's the work session meeting of Mayor and Council, Monday, December 5th, 2016. Adequate notice of this meeting has been made by sending notice on December 18, 2015 to the Ridgewood News and the Record, by positioning on the bulletin board in the lobby of the Borough Hall, and following notice of same with the municipal clerk. I'd like to remind all members of the public that we have 3 fire exits in our council chambers, 1 on each side of the dais and 1 in the rear. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Peters is not present at the moment. Councilman Bartoloni.
Here.
Councilwoman Bassine. Here. Councilwoman Davis is absent at the moment. Councilwoman Murphy is absent. Councilman Papaleo.
Here.
And Mayor Maloney.
Here. Can I please have a motion to suspend work session and go into closed session?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we're in closed session. Get the door chief. Can I have a motion to end closed session and go back into open session for work session? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're back in work session. Roll call, please.
Councilman Frida.
Present.
Councilman Bartoloni.
Here.
Councilwoman Bassine. Here. Councilman Papaleo.
Here. Okay, we have no borough administration topics unless you want to have something else.
Wow. What's the matter?
We'll talk about the weather again. Trip to Atlantic City. Okay. Board discussion. Draft ordinance on abandoned and vacant properties. Mr. Sarlo.
Mr. Mayor, I prepared a revised ordinance based on the comments. The last time I parceled out the vacant and abandoned. Before you is just the abandoned. I haven't touched the vacant. You do have an existing ordinance on the vacant. I tend to agree. I don't believe you would need the vacant properties, more of a registration for vacant properties. You do have some criteria where you could do some work on it, but I do believe the vacant needs to be tightened up a little bit, but I'm just focusing right now on the abandoned. Abandoned is more likely than not the foreclosures, people that are leaving. Banks are not getting to it. You need to register them, have the ability to go in, have a contact and so forth like that. And that's really where the focus is, where I try to incorporate a lot of the thoughts, evidency of vacancy. The law, there's a statute on this, so we have to incorporate a lot of the statute, and it's 6 months that they need to be vacant, and then one of the 2 lists of options there. So how do you know it's 6 months? So I provided some type of guideline of evidence of vacancy that your code enforcement can say, hey, look, based on these combination, it's my belief this person or this home has been abandoned for more than 6 months. So I welcome comments and thoughts on it.
This is pretty much similar to what other towns have been adopting.
Yes.
There's an article, I don't remember what town had in the paper the other day. We never seem to get any positive press. We don't always seem to get into the papers first. But I think a lot of towns have been adopting a similar type of ordinance. So
yeah. A lot of them are doing the abandoned and vacancy at the same time, but you already have the vacancy, and I agree there's seasonal and some legitimate concerns.
I'd like to get that tightened up, but I think as far as this goes, I think obviously we're not going to get this calendar year, so we'll bring it up in January. So just hope before then the council could read it. If there's any other comments, let's get to Mr. Sarlo, and we'll move on.
Well, I have read it, and I thought it was good. I had no objection and no suggestions.
We can always
Yeah, you can always just email me directly, modify. If there are minor changes, we can always list it, and I can let you know what the minor changes are, or communicate with you guys in single.
Under discussion items 2 and 4, there's no action necessary on those 2 items. Next is meeting schedule for 2017. Stephanie had given us a proposed calendar, which is modeled on what we've been typically doing. One thought I've been having the last couple of years, and I know we've talked about it informally, and I think Councilman Bartoloni had mentioned it at one point too. I think I'd like to see us have more dedicated work session time, and just for general discussion, and we also can at least ensure that the various subcommittees have a fixed time where we can meet and you know, go forward on certain things. Sometimes it's very hard to get three of us together on another night to do, you know, meet on subcommittees. So what I was thinking about is following a model which I think is very common in the area, not unlike Little Ferry, but also not unlike
Hang on
Oradell.
this one.
And what I would propose is that we have one regular meeting a month and one work session a month. And the way I see this working is, since we have our reorganization on Monday the 2nd, and the other question was we're going to consider maybe moving from Monday night to a Tuesday night for the public meeting. So what I was going to suggest is the first Monday of the month would be a work session night, and the third Tuesday would be our regular meetings. I would also propose that we start at 7, particularly on the public nights, because a lot of times when we have proclamations and getting people here at 8 o'clock, it's kind of a late start. And by the time we actually get to everybody, it's usually no earlier than 8:15, 8:20. And by the time we actually start getting to the business, it's 8:45, and then if people want to stay for their comments, sometimes we're here at 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I think that 7 o'clock is a reasonable starting time, and it's in line with a lot of other towns. And I think also then, by having the work session on that first Monday, we can work the closed sessions in as part of that, and we don't have to worry about modifying the public schedule. Like sometimes we wind up getting into closed session, like tonight. Tonight we were lucky because we're still on time, but other times where we started, we had to push everything even later.
So,
So-
I'm confused. Are you saying that because you mentioned the sine die when you began your comments, so the first session would be work session, not regular?
Well, Sunny Die, reorg is reorg. So that's what I'm saying, that after that, we'd have the first regular meeting would be on Tuesday the 17th. That would be the normal night anyway, because Martin Luther King Day is the 16th. On Monday, we would have it on the Tuesday. And then I'd say then on February 6th, that would be a work session night. And then the next regular meeting would be the 21st, which it normally would have been anyway because of President's Day. So we're almost keeping the same schedule. And then the only other difference I would say in July and August, we'll have our one meeting, and we'll just have a combined work session, regular session in the summer. I think, you know, I think we could try it, see how it goes. We can always modify the schedule going forward. Sorry? Tuesday. Okay, but we have meetings on those Tuesdays anyway.
Yeah, but that's a parking lot problem because the fire department also meets on Tuesday. I'm thinking maybe we might want to go Wednesday. It's just New York Day.
We would have to move zoning.
Zoning meets on
Third
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Third Wednesday of the month is zoning.
But we can ask them if they can,
Go downstairs.
or they could just, maybe they can go to the second Wednesday or fourth Wednesday. What about from a modeling standpoint? Is there something that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Streamlining, that's fine.
Wednesday might be.
Okay, well, maybe Stephanie, we can maybe
Yeah,
reach out. to
parking,
them.
I think Wednesday's a better idea.
Okay.
I think Ellen has hands up. I don't know if you can see it.
Just so you understand, without the second public meeting, it might throw off some of our ordinances, you know, so that might take a little bit longer. There are some statutory payments, even though we will be paying bills, whether it's work session or public meeting, we will still have a bill payment list. But there are some statutory things, paying tax appeals within 45 days, redemptions, things like that, where we may have to cut checks and then have things ratified. So, you know, certainly if we want to try it, we'll, you know, do our best to make it work, but there are some
But there's
things that we will do, you know,
but
that will
we're-
be different than what we've done in the
But
past.
we're also legally able to take formal action at a work session. It's advertised.
We got the borough attorney.
You mean adopting the ordinances?
You can introduce ordinances in a work session.
Yeah, for the final adoption?
You would have to have a public hearing.
Yes.
You have to have a public hearing, but I think some of these Alan's talking about.
So we can do phase one of an ordinance at a work session?
You could.
I can introduce it.
Cool.
I don't think you would need to, but if the case, if the time came up. Yes,
So
Alan?
you're saying first Monday, third Wednesday, is that what we're working towards?
Well, if we want to keep Wednesdays, we can look at, you know, I was just trying to keep the Mondays consistent for one of them.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm good with it.
We just need to probably come to a consensus for the next meeting, because we'll have to advertise going into next year.
Do you want a motion?
Well, we can still look at we just have to look at the calendar and see what day of the week might work the best.
We're talking about that, Stephanie, may I suggest, Mayor, with you? I remember maybe this year, definitely last year, 2015, there was a subcommittee meeting. I believe it was environmental, and it was put in the calendar at the Senate Die on St. Patrick's Day, which of course meant that it wouldn't happen. So if we could make sure that when the calendar's built, that all the chairs of all the departments, when they say this is when we're going to meet, if you say to them, you can't meet on these dates, because these dates, if you put in, you're only going to cancel anyway, and then it becomes kind of ridiculous.
The dates, that's where the dates come from.
Okay.
They provide the dates to me.
That's what I'm saying. If you sent them a memo saying, you can't have meetings on these dates, because even if it's not a legal holiday, it's not going to be a meeting date. And
Right, but it's not up to me to tell them when they're gonna have the meetings on.
I'm saying that the council is telling them that they can't have meetings on dates that are clearly public holidays, even if they're not legal holidays.
Well, why don't we could do it the other way, Tom? Do we have the other calendars from the other boards and commissions? Yes. I would,
The only one that I do not have the meeting dates from is STAR. I have everybody else.
I think they're the fourth Wednesday.
Yes.
So if we have them all, we can always look at the two if we see it.
Yeah, if we could just look at
Maybe you
them
could
so that we don't
or
have-
send them to us and we can all look at them.
Yeah, that'd be great too, because it's kind of crazy to say a committee is going to meet on a day that we all know they're not going to meet on.
And if there's,
Liaison, you can have them.
Why don't you ship them to everybody so we can look at them?
And we'll be mindful of religious holidays.
Yes, we want to look at
you have a list,
which
of
changes. as
the
well.
rabbi had given me the Jewish holidays for 2017. So we need to,
Yeah, Passover. Rosh Hashanah.
good.
Let's try Wednesday, see how, in my specific case, how that's going to work. I certainly want to give it a try.
Thursdays would be a problem.
I would have a conflict, maybe
Yeah.
Thursday,
So it's gonna, it has to.
Yeah, Thursday's too late in the week. Plus, it's Thanksgiving in both us and.
Everyone, well, Thursday.
Wednesday's an issue
Not many
for
do.
publications.
I'm sorry?
Wednesday's an issue for publications. They would postpone it until, if you wanted it in the news review, they would postpone it a full week. And if you're gonna go for the records, then it would cost a lot more money. So, unfortunately, first choice would be Tuesdays.
So then let's just.
Oh, we can look at the second Tuesday or.
How about if we just leave it on Mondays, but we go with the new structure?
No, we had a problem with the third Monday with Councilwoman Davis. She had asked.
Oh, yes, that's true. Forgot about it.
Yeah.
So then we'll deal with the parking.
Sorry?
We can just deal with the parking.
So
I mean, half our meetings, it seemed like, are on Tuesdays anyway, because of holidays.
Well, January.
Tuesday would be,
Yeah.
would be helpful for
You prefer
I mean,
Tuesday?
just from
Yeah,
the
do
scheduling,
Tuesdays.
not so much scheduling issue that I have.
Tuesdays.
Well, to be very honest with you, it's only
And actually,
10
well, right,
Tuesdays
three, five,
a year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the months are Tuesday. January, February, September. We always do, November is for election, and then we meet, once a month in July and August, so, may not be that.
So we'll leave it Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday's better.
So I guess then we can have Stephanie ready to schedule for the next time. So basically it would be first Monday, work session, and third Tuesday is the public
Is the
meeting.
first Monday in September going to get bumped because it's,
It would have to be Tuesday, like it normally would be. That, I think that's the only one that I think we have a problem with. And it's always easier to schedule a work session if we have to reschedule one. Because of personnel. Good. Work session consent. We have 7 items. Amend contract with Polici Williams, the amount not to exceed $4,200 for the library roof. Amend agreement with Bob Costa, Borough Engineer, for services related to the CDBG, curb sidewalk improvements Phase 2. It's Oxford.
Yes, Oxford.
Oxford and Rutgers, award contract, Bob Costa, Borough Engineer, for services related to the Transportation Alternative Program, that's the TAP grant. That's the streetscape project grant we had done, and this is for a design fee not to exceed $50,000. Approved the release of performance bond for the project known as Newbridge Landing at River Edge, block 1404, lots 1.04, 3.01 and 5, in the amount of $229,600, and recast as a portion of the maintenance guarantee. Approved change order number 1 to Shafano Construction Corporation for the 2016 Riverside Road Improvement Program for $898.77. Approved change order number 1 to Cipollini Inc. for the library roof project in the amount of $2,600. And lastly, authorizing Alan Spinello, our tax appeal attorney, to enter into stipulation of settlement with Grand Four Associates for the property located at 70 Grand Avenue, block 1410, lot 1. Does anybody have any questions or comments? These are all works, they're all listed
Yeah, we'll have companion resolutions.
for next time.
No,
Oh, for tonight.
For tonight.
For tonight, yeah.
You'd have to table,
Sorry?
you'd have to table these resolutions if these don't pass tonight.
Oh. Well, we can pull them out and not vote on them.
Right.
Mayor's report, nothing for your information, unfinished business. I guess sort of that time of the year where we're gonna have to reorganize and refocus on all the various initiatives and projects that are ongoing. And hopefully with the new schedule, if we have more work session time, we'll actually have dedicated time to move some of these things forward a little more direction. Any other unfinished business? Just that, I believe, Stephanie had handed to you and Councilman Bastide proposal for IT services.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
Councilman
So-
Bussey hasn't seen it yet.
No, but if the technology committee could look at that before the next meeting, I'd like to get that approved under this current budget. And I think,
So would we.
and I think, yeah, I think that's a good way to go forward. We can talk about it more next meeting. Any more unfinished business? New business? I want to bring up one new business, and it's, we've talked about it in the past, and I'm really not sure how we're going to formalize it, but we probably should start drafting some kind of attendance policy for our boards and commissions. I was notified by a particular, one board where there's a number of people who are not active participating in the group, and we know that's an issue with some of the other boards and commissions also. I don't know whether it means, we have to have a policy where if you don't show up, you're not on it anymore, but I think we need to at least have some kind of policy in place in writing that there's got to be some kind of notification and warning, and if somebody's not willing or able to continue, they really should vacate a spot to give it to somebody who would put the proper time and effort in. We know we can't all make every meeting every time, but we have people who miss meetings regularly, not just the ones who miss days. So, I don't know, if someone has something.
My concern is that the autonomous boards and the commissions, if we have that ability to draft independent, certainly committees under your control.
But I think that we can certainly offer that to the commission, they can take it under
Oh,
advisement.
yes.
But I think,
That they would have to.
but I don't think it's beyond the responsibility of myself and the council to set some kind of standards as to what you want, what people.
Formulate a draft that you can circulate to all the commissions and committees and boards, and hopefully that they will consider it, adopt it. If somebody is that absent, obviously when they come up for reappointment, that should be taken into consideration. You don't want to wait
No,
that long, right?
and, but
You're hurting there.
But we know it's a huge problem with, I keep going to the environmental commission, they never have a quorum, never. and that's just shouldn't be acceptable. We should be able to at least get 4 people together for a meeting once a quarter. They don't even meet every month, so, you know. And there's other ones like that also, so,
Also
It's
looking
just-
to changing potentially the ordinance of each commission too.
yes.
Putting it in there.
But I also think that it'll, if we reiterate the importance of the attendance and that the mayor and council think this is important for people to actively participate. And if anybody disagrees, let me know, but I think this is what we should be advocating, so.
Okay.
Any other new business?
The schedule for the budget meetings. Hopefully you streamline the schedule for the board.
I would suggest, like I've done in the past, you know, maybe the finance committee will start looking at the big picture. I think they had done that at one point. They might talk about the deposition and other issues. And
That's
I
fine.
think we probably have, I don't know what major numbers have not come in yet, Alan, that we're not aware of. I think the only thing that's always out there is the BCUA, but, you know, we always put in a pretty large escalation factor for them anyway. But I think we have a pretty good handle on where our salaries are gonna be in next 2017. I think we know where the health insurance premiums are gonna be, and I think those are usually our main cost increasers. So, other than that, if we presume that most of the operating budgets are gonna be level or within a couple of % of what they were the previous year, I think that we might be able to craft the budget a little more simply. And I'll say it again, it's gonna be something I think we're gonna have to be mindful of the whole time is the capital request this year, because of the pending bond sale and other increases in the debt service. I think we're gonna have to be a little more cautious in what we decide we're going to put into the capital budget going into next year. But it'll evolve as the weeks and months go on. Okay, no other new business. Can I have a motion open to the public, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are open to the public. If anyone would like to make a comment, ask any questions. Obviously, there'll be another opportunity to get it. Just Michelle, you want to come up so we can get you recorded, please, because Stephanie tells me that unless you're at the microphone, we're not recording your voice. You're too soft-spoken, you know?
I just was wondering, I have a member that wants to get on beautification, and, she,
Yeah. Can you just move the microphone up, Michelle?
I have a member that wants to get on beautification, and, she really is very excited about getting on. When can I hope to have her be put on?
Do we have vacancies?
Do we have?
Are there vacancies on?
Oh,
We have to find out all that first. If there's a vacancy, we can get them on the next meeting. If there's no vacancy, we have to see who's up for reappointment and whether everybody would be coming back. Or if we amend it, we'd have to do it by ordinance. We wouldn't be able to do that till reorganization. So I would suggest, Stephanie, maybe tomorrow you can just look at the appointment list. Well, it's not it. I know we increased the number of up to 20-something people. I don't know if all those slots are filled, so Stephanie has to confirm that.
I mean, we do have, a lot of people on the committee, but a lot of them don't participate.
Yes.
So I have-
But part of the discussion I was just talking about was that
So I do have,
we can't remove people for not participating unless they're, like Mr. Sarla said, unless their term comes up, and if somebody says, you know, I'd like to be reappointed, but then you say, well, you know what, you haven't gone to 10 of the last 12 meetings, that's really shouldn't be, you know, you should not really be wanting to be reappointed. I don't know whether, even if with a policy, Tom, we would be able to remove people for attendance.
They're usually one-year appointments.
No, we have some that can be 3 years. That's-
Yeah. Even on your committees, you're 3 years? Wow.
Well, maybe we should change that.
We could change that too, but those are, but, we don't want to lose somebody who's active, so I think we'll figure out a way to get them on, to make sure that it's,
So should I just tell her to wait till January?
well, no, I mean, I'll check with Stephanie tomorrow, if there's a slot, we can move it at the next meeting. That'll be the easiest way to do it.
Just another real quick question. Who decides, the number of people on the committee?
It was done by ordinance.
And then who decides whether there's a quorum or not, and how many?
That's
there
in the
should be?
ordinance also. Yeah.
Okay.
When we changed the ordinance the last time, we bumped up the total number, and I think we actually lowered the number for a quorum.
Okay.
So, but again, if based on your operations, you know, you can go back over the last year and see how your meetings have gone, and if that requires to be, you know, lowered or changed, we can certainly, you know, do that and start at the reorg. It's an ordinance, so it takes 2 meetings, but we would certainly get the process going. But, so if you have a recommendation like that, you know, bring it to us and we'll, you know, send it to Stephanie and we'll get the language drafted.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Are you staying for the rest of the meeting, or are you leaving? Michelle, are you staying? Or? You staying? Okay. Then I will compliment you later then. Anybody else in the public would like to make a comment, ask a question? Have a motion to close to the public, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn work session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wow.
Why don't we just, the codification, what's it called?
I speak on.
Pretty certain that. It is.
And I got another one.
Wait, you don't like frost?
We're gonna make these windows bigger so we have a vista.
Okay.
State contract.
Okay, thank you.
All class.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council, Monday, December 5th, 2016. Ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer. Councilman Papaleo, please lead us in our flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Freeman.
Present.
Councilman Barone.
Here.
Councilwoman Steve. Here. Councilwoman Davis Stout. Councilwoman Murphy Stout. Councilman Papaleo.
Here?
Chairman Young.
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting has been made by sending notice on December 18, 2015 to the Ridgewood News and the Record, by positioning on the bulletin board in the lobby of the Borough Hall and filing a notice of same with the municipal clerk. I would like to remind all members of the public that we have 3 fire exits in our council chambers, 1 on each side of the dais and 1 in the rear. In addition, we're being recorded by both audio and video for purposes of creating a record during the public portion of the meeting. If any member of the public wishes to be recorded or heard, they need only identify themselves for the record, and they may make a statement or ask any questions they would like. Can I please have a motion to approve the minutes of the Mayor and Council regular meeting of November 7, 2016?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have 2 proclamations and awards this evening. First, Fire Department see Chief Schultz. Would you like to come up? And Assistant Chief O'Donnell and Wilson.
It's reverse. Usually we're presenting something to someone. We're presenting
Wow.
Wow.
Good evening, Chief.
Looks like a...
Really quick. A little bit about the River Edge Fire Department. Fire department's very busy throughout the year with training and a lot of fire calls, whatever. So once a year, we're going to do what they call the Wellington Holiday Parade, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. There's more than 250 towns throughout, 250 participants throughout the state of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and other states as well. Now, just to, so we go down there. The competition is each apparatus has to have a display of holiday lights, members, and just pretty much just present themselves as a good department. At the end of the parade, there's a judging ceremony, which out of 250 plus towns, Old Injury 2, which is a 1963 American of France, got second place, best overall. And out of all 250 plus fire departments, River Edge got the Mayor Award, which is considered the best fire department out of all the state of New Jersey that have participated and out of Pennsylvania.
Wow. Wow.
Are there photos on Facebook or something where the public can
We
see?
have a couple pictures, whatever, but if you ever want to see what the parade looks like and stuff, it was up at the YouTube, the Wellington Parade, and it will show you how many departments it is. It's amazing to see at nighttime because with all the lights and the participants. It's just a great time just everybody to get together and enjoy the holiday.
Congratulations to you and the department.
Thank you.
It's a great honor.
Chief, I just want to say a couple of things. The antique is the one that we use, that Santa came on, right? And the fire department keeps it in pristine condition, really incredible condition. And the fire department, for those of you who don't realize, they are taking care of their apparatus every weekend. Every weekend, they show up on Sunday, they clean the equipment, they take the equipment out, they test the equipment, and so in addition to all the training they're doing, in addition to all the calls, especially nowadays we have a lot of gas calls and smoke alarm calls, where the fire department goes out at a moment's notice, and it's simply sometimes a battery and a smoke detector, but they do it without complaint, and they're showing up on Sunday, and they're taking care of the equipment that we've entrusted them with in the most professional and in the highest order possible. And so I want to make sure that the council and the public who will be seeing us on YouTube realize how hard our volunteers work and how proud we are of them. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Can I ask, it's really nice. It's the most expensive parade in the country.
Can I ask Joe and Jim, you want to come up, please?
Yeah, sure.
As we're putting the agenda together for this meeting, I had noted on the calendar that this week is the 75th anniversary of the bombing at Pearl Harbor. And we put a proclamation together, and we asked Joe to come sort of last moment, and I'm glad he was able to come tonight. Yes, Jim, come through, please. Yes, no, it's great. I'm glad you're able to come, because it's important. So I'll read the proclamation into the record. Whereas December 7, 2016 marks the 75th anniversary of the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, launched by Imperial Japan in an attempt to break the American will and destroy our Pacific Fleet. The attack left over 3,500 Americans killed or wounded and was the beginning of what we now call World War II, a conflict ultimately involving more than 50 nations and more than 100 million soldiers deployed. And whereas on that fateful Sunday morning in 1941, our service members valiantly answered the call by defending their positions, fighting back against our attackers, and caring for our wounded. And over the course of the war, more than 320,000 Americans sacrificed their lives to preserve the sacred freedoms of the United States and to cease forever the spread of Nazism through Europe and imperialism by Japan. And whereas President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. In his official speech on December 8, 1941, he included, No matter how long it may take for us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people, in their righteous might, will win through to absolute victory. And with confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounded determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God. And whereas on August 23, 1994, Congress, by Public Law 103-308, designated December 7 of each year as National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, authorizing and requesting the President to issue annually a proclamation calling on the people of the United States to observe the day with appropriate ceremonies and activities, and to urge all federal agencies and interested organizations, groups, and individuals to fly the flag at half-staff each December 7 in honor of the individuals who died as a result of their service at Pearl Harbor. And whereas on the 75th anniversary of the attack at Pearl Harbor, the Department of Veterans Affairs estimates that just 4% of the 16 million Americans who served in World War II are still alive to bear witness to that uncertain, trying, and pivotal time in our history. And whereas annual commemoration of the attack on Pearl Harbor reflects the rightful honor and solemnity that should forever be associated with the date and watershed event in this nation's and in the world's history, and an opportunity for the nation to show its collective appreciation of the selfless sacrifice of the individuals who served in the armed forces of the United States during World War II. Now therefore be it resolved that I, as Mayor of River Edge, do hereby proclaim December 7, 2016 as National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day in the borough of River Edge, and encourage all our residents to pause and remember those who were injured or killed on December 7, 1941 at Pearl Harbor, and afterward, to whom we all owe our eternal respect and gratitude. Would you like to begin?
That's around 61 years ago. I remember that my two oldest brothers and I, that's when we enlisted right after Pearl Harbor. In fact, I had a brother who was killed. He was a tank commander in World War II, and my oldest brother, I followed him all over Europe. He was caught up with them, and then he went into the Pacific also. And he was lucky, so he passed away like a few years ago. He was 95. I'm going to be 94 next month. So I said, I'm here. I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to bring that to children's school with me tomorrow and let all the students know.
I would like to say happy birthday to Joe, because he'll be 94 this month.
This month. What date's your birthday, Joe?
24th.
Oh. Well, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
God bless you, Joe. We'll wait for you on the drive by. You still want to be kids on the yeah.
All these dates in history, they always seem so close now that we're all getting older. They're getting further. You know, I guess it'll be next year will be the 100th anniversary since our entry into World War I. You know, you're talking about 75 years since Pearl Harbor. You know, I remember when I was born thinking the Civil War was only 100 years before I was born, and now it's everything's moving into the distant history. But I said all the time at various events, it's so crucial that we actually remember these dates, because you have to, like I said, only 4% of the people who served in World War II are still alive now to give us their personal stories. And we want to make sure that those stories continue into the future so we don't forget. Appointment of personnel changes. Can I please have a motion to approve the separation of Grace Ruiz, clerical assistant at the Public Library, effective November 1, 2016?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can I have a motion to approve the salary increase of Matthew Mullick, patrol officer, from a probationary salary of $37,889 to patrol officer 18th grade, $46,008, effective December 8, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And is Mr. Neerhow here? Tyler's here? Can I please have a motion to approve the appointment of Tyler Neerhow to the River Edge Volunteer Fire Department effective December 5th, 2016?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would you like to come up and be sworn in? Get on camera. Chief, Jim, if you guys move over here, you'll be on camera. Over there, you won't be on camera, so maybe on the other side of the chair. Sorry.
Yeah, never. Now it's trouble.
Please select on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Tyler Neerhow, do solemnly swear.
I, Tyler Neerhow, do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States
established in the United States,
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I, Tyler Neerhow, do solemnly swear
I, Tyler Neerhow, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office of
of the office of
member of the River Edge Volunteer Fire Department
a member of the River Edge Volunteer Fire Department
of the Rural River Edge
of the
to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
After the Rich Flag, we'd like to present Tyler with his helmet. There you go, congratulations. Welcome aboard. Goes on your head.
Show your pen. Sure. Probably you have to sign your oath now, so.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Cheers. On the agenda is listed some various pieces of correspondence we have that are available in the clerk's office. Do I do anything with this? Alan?
No, it's just listed.
There's also a explanation of a bond anticipation note the borough will be taking out. It's in the agenda, if anybody wants to look at it. And we also have reports on file. Farmers Market report for October 2016. And revenue report from Mr. Negrian for dated November 23rd, 2016. Beautification Committee, there was no quorum, and we have reports for Rec, Historic, and Tax Collector for October 2016. We have an ordinance on for first reading. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 1875 by title.
Ordinance 1875 is an ordinance to amend ordinance 1848 to fix the salary, wage, and compensation of the officers and employees of the Borough of River Edge in the County of Bergen and the State of New Jersey for the year 2016.
And we're just going to be amending the salary ordinance to reflect an increase in salary for a full-time police dispatcher position. Can I please have a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Pasquarello?
Yes.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean? Yes. And Councilman Papalato?
Yes.
And there will be a public hearing on this ordinance at the next meeting. We have two ordinances on for second reading this evening. Madam Clerk, please read by title ordinance 1873.
Ordinance 1874, capital ordinance of the Borough of Riverhead in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, authorizing the construction of street, curb, and sidewalk improvements Phase 2 in the said borough and appropriating the sum of $68,493 from Bergen County Community Development Grant Program funds to pay for the costs thereof.
And this is a grant we had gotten through the Community Development Block Grant Program, and it's for improving curbs and sidewalks in Oxford Terrace and Rutgers Place, I believe. This is a public hearing, so can I please have a motion to open the public hearing on this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would any member of the public like to make a comment or ask any questions regarding ordinance 1873? Seeing none, can I please have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 1873?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Pasquarello?
Yes.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean? Yes. Councilman Papalato?
Yes.
Okay, motion, adoption, the ordinance has been adopted. We have also ordinance 1874, Madam Clerk, please read it by title.
Ordinance 1874, bond ordinance to authorize the engineering design phase of the construction and reconstruction of curbs on existing sidewalks at the portions of Rutgers Place and Oxford Terrace in by and for the Borough of Riverhead in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, a sidewalk improvement to appropriate the sum of $3,720 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
And this ordinance allocates $3,720 of the engineering fee that will be assessed to the individual property owners along the project route. It's a policy the borough's had for a number of years, and we have to set aside this money by ordinance to assess it separately. Can I please have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 1874?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would any member of the public like to make a comment or ask a question regarding ordinance 1874? Seeing no one, can I please have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I please have a motion to adopt ordinance 1874?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Pasquarello?
Yes.
Councilman Bartoloni?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean? Yes. And Councilman Papalato?
Yes.
Okay. We have resolutions listed for consent, 16-407 to 16-430. Would any member of council like to have any of these resolutions pulled separately for separate vote or discussion? No? Can I please have a motion to adopt resolution 16-407 to 16-430 by consent?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Maybe I'm just zoning. Did we do both 1874 and 1873?
Yes.
We did, I'm sorry. I zoned for a second.
I couldn't understand.
It's very well.
Okay, would our finance chairwoman please read and move resolution 16-431, payment of bills?
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas vouchers for the payment of goods and services rendered to the Borough of Riverhead have been received, and whereas each bill has been checked by the receiving department, approved by the Chief Financial Officer and Borough Clerk, and reviewed by the 3 members of the Finance Committee. Now therefore be it resolved that bills as listed now be confirmed for payment from the appropriate funds as follows. Current account, $1,653,866.26. Capital account, $2,193,325.98. Recreation account, $9,332.27. Trust other account, $35,655.28. Open space account, $571.15. Trust Other Developers Account, $3,807.50. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Can I please have a motion open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're now open to the public again. Does anybody want to make any comments, any questions? Seeing none, can I please have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council comments. Councilmember Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm glad Michelle Curdy stayed so she could hear my personal thank you for these outstanding holiday decorations and the new snowflakes, which are beautiful. I'm hearing from people, residents and non-residents alike, how wonderful it is to have them. So thank you for that effort, and to the Beautification Committee and the DPW for making sure they were installed. Councilwoman Davis isn't here. I know the election feels like 300 years ago, but I just publicly congratulate her on her re-election and thank the voters of River Edge for their confidence in me and my re-election. I look forward to continuing to work with this council. And that's it.
Councilman Bartoloni.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to echo a lot of those same sentiments. The town looks beautiful, fantastic job. The snowflakes are great. I love looking at them. Also, congratulations to you and Councilwoman Davis on your re-election, her election. Also, thank you to everyone who made the caroling and welcoming the holiday season here in River Edge yesterday possible. Bobby and again Michelle as well. The kids had a great time with Frosty and Rudolph and Santa. And a couple of the kids asked me if Bobby was Hillary Clinton, which I thought was fun. Yeah, so. I was like, yes, absolutely. It's Hillary. No, but I thought that was fun.
As long as you didn't think I was Donald Trump.
No, they did not think you were Donald Trump, but they did think Bobby was Hillary Clinton, so I thought that was funny. But otherwise, it was a really great event. So.
Councilman Papaleo.
Thank you. I want to start with the fire department again. I want to, just so I can put into record it during comments, congratulations on second place for the antique and overall at the Wallington Holiday Parade competition of 250 fire departments. Great job, and they work hard, our volunteers, and they deserve this recognition. I also want to thank the fire department for hosting the holiday tree lighting. They always do this. The engines get pulled out, and I know Rec works with them and sets up the cocoa and the cookies, and it happens in the garage of the fire department, so in the fire station. And thank them also for using the antique fire department engine to bring Santa in style. It's always great, and we really appreciate what our fire department does. Also, our fire department has been working very hard in our schools with the educational program, and they put in a lot of hours for that, and they go to a lot of different classes in all of our schools, both private and public, and we appreciate this additional service that they provide us. Beautification, again, Michelle, great job for you and the committee. A lot of it falls on your shoulders, and I know you have an elf of your own, Greg, who works very hard with you. We want to remember him too, not just for the holiday lights, but also for the holiday decorations. You decorated our Charlie Brown tree next to our new tree, artificial tree, and you also, I believe, with the help of the beautification committee, made those wooden soldiers, correct, and painted them. And that took really, I think, that took weeks of work, right? No? Yes, it did. Between the preparation and getting people and everything. No, it's beautiful. It's really, really, and I wanted to congratulate you and thank you. I wanted to just say thank you to Bobby and the Rec for everything they did in arranging the holiday tree lighting and all the people that were involved in there. Now there's, and I want to thank the DPW for putting up the snowflakes. It's a lot of work. I know that they're not all working. The DPW is working on getting those lights that are not working up and working, and it's not as easy as simply going in and changing a light bulb. There is some electrical issues. There's some public service issues, but they're getting them, and I think that I've heard so many great compliments. People are thrilled. So finally, I leave for the last, the league, and I want to thank our borough attorney, Tom Sarlo, I took one of the classes where he was moderator and speaker for newly elected and returning elected public officials. Did a great job in presenting. Tom, thank you for that. I also, I know Alan would be glad if I could say, and I shall say, that I went to a grant workshop, and many of Alan's concerns about the laborious and difficult, burdensome regulations surrounding federal grants, I know for myself, and I can add my voice to his, that we have to be concerned when we get federal grants, because sometimes administering them can be demand more hours from our administrative staff than perhaps we're getting in funds, though that doesn't mean we should ignore them, but we have to be judicious and prudent when we get them. And in fact, at one point, Alan turned around to me and said, "I'm glad there's someone from the council sitting here." So, and I'd like to thank the town for providing the opportunity for council to go to the league. It was a great experience, a lot of great classes, a lot of great events. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilor Capri.
I
You got 30 seconds.
30 seconds. The league experience was great, not so much for the classes, but for the intangible of having the opportunity to get to know your fellow council member. I know it's a big PIA to attend the league, especially for those who have younger children or job commitments, but I really felt I did the right thing by staying 2.5 days there with the league. I did not nearly attend the 12 classes that Alan did. I think I attended 2 or 3, but I certainly did the floor, took some brochures on needed items such as new chairs up here, and it was good to see the camaraderie move off the council chamber and even into a more relaxed atmosphere like the league. Certainly congratulate Alan and Mary in absentia on their re-election. And I also want to congratulate the other 2 people that chose to run. With their re-election, the people of River Edge have spoken, and they kind of are giving us stability at the top. So we will certainly use that mandate to keep moving forward on several other items that we have started. A mundane thing, Riverdale won a state sectional championship by defeating Northern Valley Old Tappan 26-20 at Giant Stadium. This was the 4th year in a row that we made it to the finals, and we had lost the previous 3. So it's a big accomplishment. And that's one thing that has no color. So you don't see who's from Oroville, who's from River Edge. It's just a football team. And brings back several pleasant memories, especially in getting that field done for them. The other item I just want to touch upon as a reflection, the warehouse fire in California that killed 33 people, latest count. As someone who's sworn in to uphold the health, safety, and welfare of the public, we have to make sure that things like this don't happen again in the United States. And when we go back to the Triangle Factory fire of over 100 years ago, that generated the New York City Building Code, where before that tragic fire, there was no building code in New York City, certainly no fire code. And in California, I am a bit surprised, because that's always the land of inspector and inspections and whatnot. And how could you let a warehouse become an artist hostel, for lack of better words, where the staircase between the ground floor and the second floor was made out of wood pallets, stacked so that you could go up? It's just inexcusable. Inexcusable because they do have fire departments, and I want to think that they did make their yearly inspections in these warehouses. That was it. And so, thank you for listening, and as we approach the holiday season, I hope we remain positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I'll just basically echo everything everybody was saying. Congratulations, Alan. Congratulations, Mary in absentia. I think the stability is a good thing for us to go forward. I think we had a very positive year, and I look forward to getting more things accomplished in the coming year. And knowing we have the same people, I think that's going to make things a lot smoother, so glad for that. Congratulations again to Tyler for volunteering. I think that's great also as we see young people continuing to join the fire department. And again, congratulations to Riverdale on their great win. I will echo what Councilman Afrofeta said about the league. Sometimes it is the intangibles. Yes, we take the classes. I need to get credit for some of my licenses also, but it's when you talk informally to people like Mr. Solo or our fellow council people, or even people from other towns, you do get a lot of good information. And even when you're on the floor, there's a lot of you get a lot of good feedback from a lot of different outlets, different perspectives, and I always come back with a lot more positive and a lot more good ideas of how we can improve things here in River Edge. Just echo Councilman Bartoloni on the tree lighting yesterday. It was a great event. I think we were all more than pleasantly surprised at the turnout. I don't think we've ever had the number of kids that we had yesterday. I know, we were short on the hot chocolate, we were short on the cookies there at the end, but it was great because that's what you want. You want to have too many people coming, and there were so many new families. I lost count number of new families that come to me and said that we're new to town and we're really so glad to be part of this community. And so I was thank you to Michelle again. A wonderful job with the decorations and the soldiers. That's something I'd like to have in the front of my house. So we talked to my wife, maybe you could make some for me and we'd gladly pay you for doing it. She won't let me buy the one that was in Costco. So, but no, they really are beautiful, and they do add such a great impact. It's a morale boost. It's something that certainly helps. I mean, you've heard me say it, and I've gotten texts from people too saying that it's about time that we've been able to do this again. And I tell them, truth be told, there were a lot of years when the budget was very, very tight, and it was very hard to justify spending money on things which may be nice, but like sometimes you have to invest in these kind of things because there are greater paybacks in just terms of, I think a lot more people they drive down, they see the snowflakes, they see the tree, they see the decorations, and I think just gives everybody a good feeling about the town. So again, thank you for your efforts. Thank you to DPW and REC, obviously, the fire department, and let's not forget the Girl Scouts who always organize our parade, and they're so cute with the caroling, and it's always a fun time. So I guess I have nothing else to add. So with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
We spent a lot of time together.
I know.
The windows.